Hello there. Welcome to the very first, very special episode of Collegiate Cooking. I'm Noah. I will be your chef for today. And today I'm going to show you how to make chicken parm with spaghetti and red sauce and also broccoli. We'll start with the broccoli. Feel free to do it however you like or do a different vegetable entirely. I like to toss mine in a pan with some olive oil and garlic. And I'm going to throw it into glassware or ceramic. I'm not quite sure what this is. I got it from my mother. Thank you, Mom. Then I'm just going to throw it in there. I've got the oven preheated to 350. I'm going to throw it in there for like 13 minutes. Oh boy. You can not check the oven first. And it's in there. Is there more in here? Oh boy. There we go. 13 minutes on the timer. Alright. Now as you can see here, we've got a pot of water on boil. That should be with us shortly. But we're going to go ahead and start with our chicken, which I left them here. So this is just regular old chicken breast. Everything you see here was acquired for dirty cheap. I'll put the prices on the screen as we go along. And so what I like to do, especially if I'm marinating my chicken, is I'm going to take the breast, get a meat mallet or something. If you don't have one of these, just use like the back end of a glass bottle, like a wine bottle or a vinegar bottle. Works pretty well. And then just kind of tenderize it and flatten it out. This makes it a lot easier to get even cooking when it's in the pan, because there's more surface area and thinner layers. So you don't have to worry about cooking the meat through all as much because it's going to be so thin that by the time that your breading has crisped up, it's probably going to be cooked through. And so the general process for breading that I like to use when I'm making chicken parm especially is flour, eggs, and then mixture of Panko breadcrumbs and Parmesan cheese. I just got the cheap like pre-grated Parmesan, but if you want to go all out and be fancy, get some fresh Parmesan or some pecorino or something, shred it yourself, that's incredible. So just, flour sticks to raw chicken, make sure you get both sides in there. It's okay to go a little overkill. Then get in the egg wash, because egg sticks to flour. And following that, you're going to get it coated in a nice layer of breadcrumbs. And so that brings us over here to our pan. Got this going over medium-high heat. Just preheating some olive oil. Probably going to need more than that, but always good to serve with less. And my water is out of boil, so I'm going to go ahead and throw our spaghetti in there. So, if you haven't boiled water before, just throw a ton of water into a pot. In the case of pasta, make sure it is very salty, almost as salty as the ocean. And just turn on the highest heat setting possible. And just let it sit for a bit. So just kind of let that go. Check on it here in a few minutes. And our oil should be a bit more heated by now. So we'll go ahead and throw in our first thing. And it is not heated at all. This is a win. As you can see, I did not prepare. I don't know what to do now. Alright, so we've got our chicken going on the stovetop. It's heating up, it makes a nice crispy sound, the oil is going. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and get our sauce started. Our pasta is nearly done boiling, our broccoli is well on. I've just got a shallot that I cut up here. I like shallots in my pasta sauce. So I'm just going to throw those in with some olive oil. Medium-high heat again. Use your best judgment with heating in general in the kitchen, but definitely better to start low and go high. Or if you're not sure, start lower. You don't want to risk burning something in the pan the moment it gets in there. That'll ruin your entire dish. Along with the shallots, I'm just going to throw in some garlic. You can use fresh garlic if you want. I just happen to have some pre-chopped stuff sitting around the house, so I brought that. Now, your chicken will cook faster than you expect it to. I really recommend using tongs for this. Yeah, that's a little undercooked right now. At least on that side, I like to get it a bit crispier. I don't know how well you can see that.
Show them again, show them again.
Show them again?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. We've got a nice golden brown going there. That's definitely what you want for. I would go a little bit browner even, but never too early to serve. started on the other side, you can always flip it. So still waiting on that to get going. My pasta should be getting done pretty soon here. That's the sound we're looking for on both of these pans. So you don't want the shallots to cook for too long. Just want to get a bit of that flavor out of them into the pan. Basically a miniature onion. So don't even cook them until they're translucent, just until like I've got them smoking a little bit here and I'm starting to smell the garlic. So I'm probably going to go ahead and crack open our can of sauce. If you want to make your own sauce from like some San Margano's or something, that's fine. I'm just using cheap dollar store pasta sauce. It's a great starting point and it's very easy to augment. That sounds like our timer went off, so I'll have to pull the broccoli out here in a moment. So let me get this all incorporated first. And it can start heating itself back up. This is what it's not like in the kitchen. We've got 4 things happening at once. So we'll get through it, you know? Say again?
I said, remember everyone, oven safety. Always use oven mitts.
Yeah, do not be like I was this year. I burnt myself very badly in our apartment. Alright, the sound and the smell of it, and the feel of it. Oh, that's getting a little crispy there. Yep. That's just about done. Ow. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and test some of our pasta. If you want to use the old college rule of throw it at a wall and see if it sticks, feel free to. I don't like doing that. I usually just take a bite of it. That's done and salted to perfection. So we'll go ahead and cut the heat on that down to low. Just for a moment. Gotta pull this chicken out of here before it starts getting burnt. Put that on a plate for now. Lift this up. Burn that so it doesn't start burning. And then we're actually going to steal a little bit of this pasta water, throw it into our sauce. Usually just like 1 or 2 spoonfuls. Just enough that I don't quite understand it.
Future Noah here. We add the pasta water to the pasta sauce because the starch in the pasta water helps the pasta sauce stick to the pasta.
I'm going to go ahead and strain my noodles into the sink now. This is not going to go well because these are 2 very different sized pots. Yep. So this burner had a very high setting, and evidently that met my fingers. Why is it still beeping? Oh, it didn't actually turn off the timer. I feel that while I'm editing for sure. These oven mitts retain heat. I'm throwing this glove on to help numb pain. Because now my spatula has also gotten hot. I don't.
Noah tip number 3.
So now I'm just going to toss a couple spices into our pasta sauce, bring a bit more life into it. Salt and pepper, best spices on this planet. You cannot go wrong with them. Just, that might be a little much. Some oregano. There's usually going to be a lot of oregano in your pasta sauce, but sort of fresh never hurts. And I like to make my pasta sauce a little sweet, but not like ridiculously, so I'll throw in some granulated sugar. Get all that mixed in. My fingers actually feel burned right now. This is going to suck to edit this later. I'm gonna go to clicking this out every single time for like 3 hours. I'm gonna turn the heat up on that a bit so I can reduce it. Pasta water has made it pretty runny, and while I don't mind runny pasta sauce, I definitely wanna keep it down. So there it's starting to bubble. You gotta be careful with that because you don't want pasta and sauce bubbling all over the place. Bring our noodles back to the pot, take them off the burner just in case there's residual heat. Alright, I can feel it starting to stick, so I'm just scraping it so it doesn't actually stick and start burning. And if it reduces too much, you can do this to deglaze and add a bit of liquid, but I just do it to add a bit of flavor. and toss in some white wine vinegar. If you have actual white wine, some Pinot Grigio, lots of things going wrong tonight. This is why you don't cook at 2 in the morning. I'm just gonna let that cook a little bit longer, and then we're just gonna plate. All right, it's done. After several rookie mistakes, burning my fingers, and dropping a spatula, our meal is finished. And the plate ripped off. Some of the sauce, oh my God. Yeah, so ignoring that, we've got our spaghetti with our red sauce. You can see a bit of the shallots in there that I didn't chop up too fine. We've got our broccoli, which I almost forgot. I will usually zest with some fresh lemon juice. Feel free to use lime if that's more your thing. It's certainly more my thing, but I was urged to bring lemon by people involved. This needs a new bowl cut. Then we've got our chicken parm, which let's just make sure that this is actually cooked and that I am not about to poison myself. Not the best cross section, but it's there. It is a little past 2 in the morning. I've not eaten since like 4, so let's see how it is. Yeah. That's chicken parm. Thank you for joining us for a rather tumultuous episode of Collegiate Cooking. I've been your host, Noah, and hopefully we do this again sometime. Thanks.